This time I want to talk about the concept of multitasking. In other words, having the computer run more than one program at one time. So what I'm going to do is open up a Word document, and I'm going to open up an internet web browser, and I want to search for a topic. We'll say Wyoming. It's a good topic. And I'm going to go to the State of Wyoming homepage. And because I have my page set up so that I can show windows side by side, I have the web browser on one side and the Word document on the other, and I can easily find information on my web browser, and I can copy them simply into a Word document. If I then want to go find another page in my browser, I can find some more information from this other page. And then I could copy that information. Here we go. I can copy this information easily enough into my Word document. So multitasking, taking information from one program and moving it to another program, is a simple, common process which most of us probably have done at some time or another. If you notice, as I was opening multi-pages, that Windows was opening multi-windows. And the computer is fantastic at being able to run many, many programs at one time. The computer is fantastic at multitasking. It can do so many things at once and keep track of them. The problem is that we can't always keep track of all the information. The more and more we open up, the more complex it gets for us to figure out what we're doing. I'm just going to open up several programs here, and you can see, and some folders, and you can see how difficult it is to try and manage all your different windows. There are a couple things you can do that will make things much easier. You can come down to the lower right hand corner of the taskbar, and that will hide all your windows, but it doesn't close them. It just hides them and you can see the outline. That may or may not help you. If you click on this box, this show desktop box in the lower right hand corner, it actually minimizes all your open windows at once. You could then go back and find the individual program that you want to work with. I'm clicking one time, looking at it. That's the one that I want. If I come over here to the internet, you can see where I have 4 internet pages actually open, and that's the one I want. Right click, side by side, and we're back to my situation where I was gathering information from a website and moving that information onto my Word document. So you can manage your windows if you understand a couple of basic buttons. Sometimes you'll have some things open and you'll want to double click in the title bar to make it larger so you can do some work, and then you return to that previous size so that maybe you can move things around manually. It just depends on how you want to arrange your information. We could open several windows. I'm going to open several things here. And we could try and use the side by side with several windows open. And it does work, but the problem is that each window is so small, it's very impractical for doing very much work. It's very difficult to work in an area that small. So I don't recommend you have multiple windows open. Maybe 2, about 2 works, maybe 3 at the most. Again, I'm going to minimize everything with one click down here in the lower right corner. And now I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut to move through my minimized files. You can't see what I'm doing on the keyboard, so I'll tell you. With my thumb, I'm holding down the Alt key, which is located right next to the space bar. I'm using my left hand, so I can use my right hand for the mouse. My left thumb is on the Alt key, and with my forefinger, I'm pressing the Tab key. And now that allows me to see a thumbnail view of all my programs and files I have open. As I move through my thumbnails, they pop up so I can get a better view of them. When I find the item that I want, and I'm going to go back to my Word document, then I let go. And that brings my Word document to the front. It's no longer minimized. I can double click in the title bar, and that makes it that full maximized size. If I double click again, that will restore it to the previous size. Now I'm going to go back with the shortcut on the keyboard, hold down Alt, Tab again, and this time I'm going to look for the Internet page. And if I don't want to bother to go all the way through with the Tab key, I can just take my mouse and go directly to the item I want, click on it, and now I have my web page open and my Word document open. Right click side by side, and now I'm back in business, working back as I was a while ago. There is another feature you can use on the keyboard. That's a nice feature. Instead of the Alt key, I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to hold down the Windows flag key, or the logo key. It's located right next to the Alt key, between the Control and the Alt. It has a little Windows logo on it. I'll hold that down, press Tab. That gives me a three-dimensional flip, the 3D flip view. I flip until I get to the item I want, then I let go, and that brings that item up. I'll flip again, get to the item I want, and I'll let go, and that brings that up. Now I have my windows side by side again. If I click in the lower right corner, they're minimized. Windows Tab allows me to move through, find the item that I want to work with, and it brings that item to the front. So you can manage open windows. The common way is to go down to the taskbar with your mouse, find the thing that you have open and click on it. We've been doing that forever. But a more efficient way might be to use the Alt key, Alt Tab, or perhaps the Windows tab, to move through and get a visual idea of what you have open on your computer at any one time. It doesn't hurt to have multiple windows open as long as you manage them. As long as you keep them managed, it's a pretty simple process to have multiple windows open. And be able to get work done by having 2 or 3 things running at the same time.